right now. I feel like there's construction everywhere. Getting here, right? On the freeway, on the not freeway. All right. Okay, friends, thank you for being here. As far as announcements go, I am teaching a park class. So one last hurrah in the park before the weather gets cold. Next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. at Rotary Glen Park. So Rotary Glen is the park that's just east of Hogle Zoo. It's just across the street. And we'll be on the west side of the park. So not where the dogs are. There's like the dog park at the other end, but on the west side under a tree. Yeah, and I'll do some sound bowls there too. I did it a couple weeks ago and it was really nice. And I was surprised at the amount of people that showed up. So if you're around next Wednesday and it's just by donation, bring your mat, 7 p.m. And then, so that's Wednesday. And then on next Saturday, I have my embodiment class, 7 to 9 p.m. here in this space. It's yoga, breath work, and sound. And then the following Saturday, which is the 23rd, I have glow yoga to the Beatles down at Rose Wagner Theater. Me and James are doing it, James Hardy. He's doing the matinee class. So his is at 3 p.m. and mine's at 6 p.m. And you can buy tickets on arttix.org. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And then let's just go ahead and practice. So comfortable seated meditation. And if you want to take a moment to just kind of move your body a little bit, to stretch or to wiggle, feel free. And then eventually just settle in. Close your eyes. Place your hand somewhere, some way, intentionally. And as you find stillness in your body, see if you can soften through your facial muscles. As you lengthen through your spine, see if you can let your shoulders relax and melt down away from your ears. And then just start to feel into your breath, start to connect with your breath. Maybe even visualize or imagine your breath as it flows in and out. And as you connect to your breath, see if you can become really, really present. So the breath is always happening right now. It's one of the best ways, in my opinion, to bring yourself immediately into the here and now. So everything that's going on in your life, all your stresses, worries, even your hopes, your expectations, all of that for now just falls away. And just feel yourself in this room, your sit bones on the ground, the air on your skin, your breath rising and falling inside of you. And simply let that be enough just to be here, breathing, noticing, feeling. And then next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. So really intentional inhalation all the way to fullness. And when you think you are full, see if there's even an extra little sip you can find at the top. Open your mouth and great big sigh, let it go. Again, just like that. Inhale, fill up. Pause. Keep holding the breath and let it circulate around inside of you. Fill up all the little spaces. And then when you are ready, open your mouth, sigh it out, let it go. One more time. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Let it move into your fingers, down into your toes, all the way up into the crown of your head. Hold. And sigh it out when you're ready. Let it go. Very nice, friends. Ujjayi breath now. So seal your lips and start to drop into that oceanic breath, that victorious breath. So you start to hear your breath as it flows through. You feel it coming all the way down from your diaphragm. So there is a gentle effort behind the breath. It's not forceful. You're not straining, but you are just gently efforting. You're using the muscles in your chest and your ribs and your belly, in between your ribs. Those intercostal muscles might be expanding. And then as you exhale, everything contracts and hugs in. So be with your breath for just a moment and see how much you can notice, how much you can pay attention. Maybe if you can find an even deeper breath than you thought you could. As you are ready, you can start to add movement. So keeping your breath flowing, you might start from your seat, just moving through your upper body or even through your neck or your shoulders. Maybe you want to start to reach your arms up, down, out. So anything goes from your seated position. And then whenever you feel complete there, come forward to hands and knees and do the same thing. Just explore, just feel. So no rush, take your time. Try to let go of expectations. So expectations that you have on what you are supposed to do, expectations on what anyone else in the room is supposed to be doing. So just let this be a present moment experience. Get away from your habits, get away from your patterns, and just feel right now what's going on inside of you. Feel into your spine, feel into your hips, feel into your hands, your shoulders. Feel all those little tiny micro movements. So the more you pay attention, the deeper you can go, the more you can notice. We could practice yoga for the rest of our lives, and there'd still be new things we're finding in our bodies. So rather than tuning out because you've been here before, you think you know your body, see if you can get curious about how your body feels today, how each pose or each position brings up different sensations. Good, you guys. Once you're on hands and knees, cat cows, hip circles, child's pose, lots of options. You could even sit back into a kneeling position, screaming toe pose. So you do you for about 4 or 5 more breaths. And then eventually, no rush, take your time. Eventually, downward facing dog is where we will end up. Our body, our nervous system naturally calms down a little bit when we are present, when we let our mind simply focus on what's in front of us rather than worrying about something in the future, something in the past. So give yourself this time to just be here and to kind of regulate your nervous system, to be present, to take those slow, intentional breaths and let your body know that it's safe, that everything is okay, that it's okay to relax a little bit, to let go. You don't have to be on high alert. Once you are back in your down dog, keep feeling around, keep exploring, pedal out your heel, shift your weight from side to side. You can even hold in stillness, and there's little tiny micro adjustments you can make. You might press into one side of your feet, the big toe mound of your feet even more. You might press onto the outside of your feet, your pinky toe mound even more, and just see how it feels different. Maybe you take your feet out wider, take your hands out wider, closer together. So feeling into what feels best in your body today, what feels most efficient, most skillful. And then just real quick from me, a question of consent. If you would not like any hands-on adjustments today, you want a hands-off practice, totally fine. Just give me one leg in the air to let me know. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Back to down dog and give yourself a couple more deep breaths. See if you can still hear your ujjayi as it flows through. Nice job, everybody. Take one more inhalation, hips high, spine long, side bodies long. And then as you exhale, gaze to the top of your space, and however you want to get there, forward fold. Hang out in your fold for a few breaths. So if you want to take ragdoll, grab opposite elbows, or maybe bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull, give the back of your neck some traction. Try to keep your weight just slightly forward. Yeah, so more in your toes, balls of your feet, less in your heels. And see if you can feel your core engage to lift your butt really high, to lift your sit bones really high. So imagine there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling straight up. Let your head relax. So head is heavy, face is soft. Take one more round. As you inhale, halfway lift position. So lengthen through your spine, back of your neck, sides of your neck. Exhale, fold. Nice, Terry. Do that one more time, halfway lift. Press back through the very tops of your thighs and feel your sit bones broaden. Exhale, fold, let it go. Thanks, Christine. This time all the way up. So come through your halfway lift and rise up, arms to the sky, stretch tall. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Flow with your breath for a moment here. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, slow dive. See if you can take the entire length of your exhale to dive down. So traction out your spine. Beautiful. Halfway lift position. Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe in. Nice, Liz. Exhale, fold all the way to empty. Connect to your center. From that place, rise. Arms reach up. Full body lengthen, stretches. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time like that with your breath. Try closing your eyes. Inhale, reach up. See if you can keep a neutral pelvis and neutral spine as much as possible. And then exhale, stick your butt out, reach your heart forward, hinge at your hips all the way down. Feel your body move through space. Halfway lift, lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana, beautiful Cam. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Find emptiness first, connect to your center, press into your feet, rise. Inhale, arms reach up. Beautiful, nice aerial. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, inhale, take your arms up. And then let's bend our left elbow today. Right hand to the top of your left elbow. Gently encourage your elbow down and to the right. You can stay here if this feels like enough, or if it is available to you, right arm can come behind you. Maybe your hands clasp, or maybe you just reach your hands towards one another. Personally, I get more out of the variation with my hand on my elbow, so I'm gonna stay there. You can also, if you'd like, add a little side body stretch, just an option. Keep pressing your head, the back of your head into your arm. So your chin is slightly lifted. And then breathe. Breathe into your left tricep, left shoulder, left side body. Next time you inhale, bring it back up. So both arms to the sky, neutral spine. And then other side, bend your right elbow. Same options, left hand to right elbow. For me, this side is a lot easier. I have more mobility, so I'm gonna clasp. So up to you. And then if you wanna add the side body stretch, more weight in your right foot, hips go right, but keep your left oblique strong. So your left side is what holds you, your left side abdominals. Keep pressing the back of your head into your arm, soft through your face. Good work. Awesome, Chris. One more round. Back to center. Take both arms to the sky. And then exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades, squeeze your spine. Maybe your palms even press together with a little bend in your elbows. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Start to reach your hands back. Possibly add just a little baby back bend. Hug in with your inner thighs. Press your hips gently forward. Breathe into the front of your heart. One more inhale. Keep your hands clasped. Exhale, hinge at your hips and dive all the way down. Forward fold with your fingers interlaced. If it feels like too much to keep your palms pressing, you can let that part go. Relax your neck. Maybe give your head a little shake. Yes, no. Good job. Soft through your face. See if you can lift your sit bones higher, lift your knuckles higher. One more in-breath. And exhale, hands to your low back. Gently release your clasp. Let your arms hang, dangle. Maybe give them a little shake. On your next inhalation, spinal extension. So lengthen, realign. Yes. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back to plank. You're gonna get right into it. Side plank, Vashisthasana. Right hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot. Feel free to modify in your own way. Maybe right knee down, maybe right forearm down. Maybe you step your left foot out in front of your body. It'll help take some weight off of your arm, your shoulder joint. See if you can lift your hips really high. So if your bottom knee is not on the ground, lift your hips as high as you can. Feel your right side obliques working. Maybe left arm reaches forward towards knee. Maybe left leg floats up. So find your fullest expression. One more deep breath. Very nice, friends. End of your exhale, plank or modified plank. You are welcome to come to your knees. Take an inhale at the top. Push the ground away to prepare. And then slow motion all the way down to your belly. Yes. Inhale. Let's find Spider-Man Cobra. So hands out wide on the hardwood floor. Lift to your fingertips. Elbows face the sky. Inhale, lift your heart. As you exhale, take a little twist to your right side and dip your left shoulder down a bit. Good. Inhale back to center. Heart lifts, belly tones. Press down through your pelvis and shoelaces. Other side as you exhale, little twist. Good, everyone. Back to center. Breathe in. And you choose, go one more time each way, or take a different variation of a back bend, belly back bend. When you are ready, downward facing dog, no hurry. Ujjayi breath. All right, from your down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. And for now, keep your hips square. So inner thighs face each other. Make your right leg strong and powerful. So press up with your right foot as you press down through your fingertips. And then lift from your center. Lift with your belly button. Awesome job. Take one more big inhale here. Nice, Kirsten. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Round your back, hollow out your belly. Push the ground away. Step forward softly. Take your time to rise up to crescent lunge. So front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Rise up and settle in. Nice, Christine. So feel the stability in your legs. Your front hip is energetically pulling back hip energetically pulling forward. And then you've got a little tone in your low belly, navel to spine. Feel your low back lengthen and feel the support that's there. Lift your heart, maybe even lift your gaze. So feel into your own unique expression in your upper body. It doesn't mean you change positions. It just means you feel your pose. Maybe you widen your fingers like there's energy shooting out of them today. Or maybe you soften your fingers. Maybe you soften your elbows a little bit. Okay, one more inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to your front thigh and lean forward. We're preparing for a balance. I want you to feel your inner thighs hugging in and then draw your belly button in and up towards your spine. It almost feels like you're rounding your low back a little bit. Press your hands into your front thigh, lean forward, back foot floats off the ground. Warrior 3 variation. So keep pressing hands into thigh, keep drawing your belly button in and up, and then feel the strength in your back leg. Feel the length from the crown of your head back to your left heel. stay here, or option to take your right arm forward, left leg back. So now feel the length from your right fingertips all the way back to your left heel. Feel the connection to your center. Hips are square. Take one more deep breath. End of your exhale, back to crescent lunge. See if you can land softly. Left toes down, arms to the sky. Inhale. Good job, you guys. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step your back foot forward a little bit. Pyramid stance. So both feet flat on the ground. I prefer my feet on 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face forward. Traditionally, this pose is taught on a balance beam with a little angle in your back foot. So you choose what feels best for you. The intention is to get square hips. Inhale to a halfway lift. Pause in your halfway lift. Bring your hands to your hips. Bend your front knee a lot for just a second, like you're in a lunge with your front leg. And then focus on really slowly straightening your front leg by lifting your right butt cheek up and pressing the top of your right thigh back. So your right sit bone lifts up, top of your right thigh presses back as you work your front leg straight. Keep all that length in your spine, all that length in your front leg. Take one more inhale. Keep pulling your right butt cheek back. As you exhale, fold. Forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine. Hands can come to the ground. Hands can come to your shin or to blocks. Good job. Try to stay rooted through the inner and outer edge of your front foot. Each exhalation, that's your invitation to dive a little deeper, fold a little further. Breathe into the back of your front leg. Good job, friends. Last couple breaths. End of your next exhalation, fingertips to the ground or hands to blocks. Walk your hands forward, float your back leg to the sky, standing splits. See if, just for funsies, you can lift up to your right tiptoes. So standing splits on your right tiptoes. Make your right leg really strong and powerful. Relax your neck. Left leg reaches a little bit higher. Maybe you spread your left toes. One more in breath. Exhale, forward fold. You can set your left foot down next to right. Both heels come down. If you want to give your right leg a little shake out, go for it. Next time you breathe in, spinal extension, realign. Exhale, bow, let it go. Root through your feet. Take it all the way to stand. Big stretch, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, inhale, reach up. And then this time, side body stretch over to your right. So let's bring our right hand to right hip to start. So feel this, feel the support that your right hand offers you. And if you can keep the strength in your right side, maybe you bring your right hand up, grab your left wrist or interlace your fingers or any other variation you'd like to take. If you like the support with your hand on your hip, keep it there. Breathe into your left side, left ribs, left waistline. One more round. And as you inhale, come back through center, feel neutral. And then other side, as you exhale, left hand to left hip to begin. Find that engagement through your left side, feel it. So when you take your left hand off your hip, you don't want to collapse into your left side body. You want the strength of your left side abdominals as you stretch through your right. Breathe, focus on your big deep breath. Super important. If you can use your breath to create space in between your ribs, you'll feel those muscles start to change. Take one more round. Nice work, awesome. Liz, back to center as you inhale, and then just a baby back bend with your exhalation. So cactus your arms, focus on the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, squeeze them together as you curl open. Inhale, re-extend, realign, neutral. And then exhale, stick your butt way out behind you, heart way forward, dive down. Beautiful, lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands back to plank. Pause in your plank. And you've got side plank on your left. So left hand is your base. Baby toe edge of the left foot is karate kicking the ground. Or maybe you bring your left knee down. Maybe you step your right foot out in front of you as a little extra support. So you do you, and then make sure you're still breathing big, spacious breaths. Nice, Terry. Maybe your right arm reaches forward, lengthen your right side. Maybe your right leg floats up. See if you can lift your hips even higher. One last big, huge, full body breath. Awesome, Chris. Nice, Ariel. End of your exhale, plank or modify. Find your strength first. Spread your fingers, push the ground away. Breathe in. Slowly lower down. We're gonna go back into that Spider-Man Cobra. So bring your fingertips to the ground, out on the hardwood floor. Lift your heart, but maybe not quite as high as usual. Bend your right knee, press into your right fingertips, and roll up onto the outside of your left hip. Reach your right toes towards the ground behind you like you've got a scorpion tail. And then you can let your left shoulder dip down a little bit if you want to and feel that stretch there. Make sure your breath is right there with you. Send it down into your belly. One more. And then end of your next exhale, slowly switch sides. So come back through center. Right leg is long now. Left knee bends. Press into your left fingertips. Roll up onto the outside of your right hip. Right shoulder works towards the ground. So it's kind of like a shoulder pigeon. It's a little bit different wherever you are at. Make sure you can breathe big and spacious. Yeah, feeling into your pose. One more round. Reach your left toes towards the ground behind you. End of your exhale, release. Back to center, let it go. If there's one more back bend variation you would like to take, go for it. Whenever you are ready, however you want to get there, downward facing dog. With awareness, back to your down dog with your Ujjayi breath. All right. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Keep your hips nice and square. Your inner thighs face each other. So if you feel this position right now, you are in a warrior three. It's the same pose. It's just kind of flipped forward. So your hands are on the ground. In a moment, you're going to be in a warrior three without your hands on the ground. But feel the connection to your center. Feel your inner thighs hugging in. Feel the strength in your back leg, the length in your spine. Take one more big inhale. Nice work, you guys. Exhale, knee to your nose. So scoop out your belly, round your spine like you're stepping over something. Step through softly. Rise up to crescent, no hurry. You can take time to find stability in your legs. Nice, Kristen. And then heart lift. Tone your belly to support your low back. Beautiful, you guys. Your awareness is awesome. Feel that connection to your center. Feel into your own unique expression. So again, it doesn't change physically, but you're embodying some sort of energy that kind of reflects where you are at today. You're breathing that energy in and out of your fingertips. Take one more big inhale. Thanks, Lizzie. As you exhale, hinge forward, hands to your front thigh, preparing for balance with so much awareness. So feel your inner thighs hugging in. Feel your belly button pulling up like you're puffing up through your low back. Press into your front thigh, find length through your side bodies. And then when you're ready, back foot just floats up. Keep your back leg strong. Keep your spine long. Keep pressing your hands into your front thigh to work the length in your spine. So feel your connection to center, belly button in and up. If you want to, take your left arm forward. So left arm forward, right leg back, an asymmetrical warrior three. Reach from your fingertips as you press back with your right foot. Your right leg is supporting itself. All the little tiny muscles are engaged, squeezing. One more round. Very nice, everybody. Come back to crescent lunge, soft landing if possible. Inhale. And exhale, hands to the earth. Pyramid stance. So step your back foot forward about a foot or so, feet on 2 train tracks or feet on a balance beam. Just whatever works best to get your hips square. Halfway lift, bring your hands to your hips, and then bend your left knee a lot for just a second. Slowly straighten your left leg again by focusing on lifting your left butt cheek up and pressing back through the very, very top of your left thigh. If it's helpful, you can even take your hand to the top of your left thigh and literally push back. So feel all the length in your spine, all the length in your front leg as your left butt cheek pulls back, crown reaches forward. One more inhale. Exhale, work your fold. Keep pulling your left butt cheek up, 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 back, back, back as you bring your forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee. And then at the bottom of every exhalation, navel to spine, that's where you fold just a little bit further. See if you can work to engage your left quad muscle. So like you're trying to squeeze your left quad as you stretch the back. Nice job. Use your breath. So especially if you have tight hamstrings, that's me. So I know this pose can be intense, but use your breath to soften, to tell your body, yeah, I know this is so uncomfortable, but you don't need to freak out. You don't need to tighten or contract. You can relax into it. Last couple rounds. All the way to emptiness. Good job. And then end of your next exhale, hands to the ground or fingertips, or you can use blocks, moving into a standing split. So walk your hands forward, float your right leg high, and then see if you can stand up onto your left tippy toes even. Make your left leg really, really strong. So squeezing all the muscles around your left knee, squeezing the muscle at the front of your left thigh. Reach your right leg high, spread your right toes. One more in breath. Amazing. Exhale, forward fold, step down. You can come off your tippy toes and give your left leg a little shake out or kind of pedal out your heels, whatever feels good. Good job, friends. Ujjayi, reconnect. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. All the way up, rise, arms to the sky, stretch, lengthen. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, root into your right foot and then float your left knee up. And today, this is different, but see if you can hug, see if you can bring your hands to the front of your left knee and then just hug your knee up towards your armpit. So we do this sometimes on our back. Stand tall, squeeze your knee in and up. Just stand here, balance, breathe. Yeah, nice job. Hug in with your right inner thigh. Last couple breaths. We're going to come into standing staff. So if possible, stay balanced on your right foot. Release your left knee and just hold your knee out in front of you, arms to the sky. If you want, you can extend through your left leg. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, slow motion to a low lunge. See if you can touch down with fingers and toes at the exact same time. So slowly, left leg reaches back. Fingers and toes come down. Once you are in your lunge, if you need to, take a moment to adjust your legs and then bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the width of your mat. You can choose to stay here with your hips lifted, your back knee lifted, and then lower your upper body towards the ground. You could also bring your back knee down, let your hips move towards the ground as you lift your heart, like you're trying to do a cobra pose. If there's any other variation you want to take, feel free, about 5 to 7 breaths. So we will be here for a little bit. Whatever you feel, can you just be with it? So your present moment experience, not trying to get away from it, not trying to force anything, but just allowing what's already there. Slow, deep breaths. Soft face, soft jaw. Open mouth size at any time. Really nice, you guys. About 3 more rounds. Ah. All right, end of your next exhale. Come back up onto your hands if you're not there already. And then work your right foot back in between your hands, back to midline. Lift your back knee if it's on the ground. And then pivot your back heel down, setting up for a warrior 2. Rise up, Virabhadrasana 2. Good job. So settle in, track your front knee towards your pinky toe as you wrap your front butt cheek underneath you. Root firmly through the inner and outer edge of your back foot. Let your hips open, your shoulders open, your heart open. Next time you inhale, rotate your front palm up, reach up and back, reverse warrior. So you can bring your left hand to your left hip for support, or if you can keep the strength in your left side, maybe you want to bring your left hand up to grab your right wrist. Maybe you want to reach your left arm forward behind your back. Yin Yang variation. So your expression, so welcome here. Feel into it, breathe into it, and then soften around your hard edges. See if you can keep that deep bend in your front knee. Keep tracking your knee towards your pinky toe. One more inhale. Nice work. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Straighten out your front leg, setting up for triangle. If you would like, you can shorten your stance by an inch or so. Personally, I like to shorten my stance just a little bit. Try not to tip your hips, but keep your left hip drawing back. So your hips don't come forward with you. They also don't tip over. They stay as even as possible. So like there's a rope attached to your left hip and it's just holding it where it's at. Reach forward. Reach, reach, reach when you can't reach anymore. Right hand towards the ground, left arm towards the sky. Heart is open. Hips are open. Yeah, maybe your right hand is on a block or your shin. Left arm can stay where it's at, or maybe reach your left arm forward, bicep next to your ear. If and only if you can hold the integrity of this posture in your legs, and by using your right abdominals, option to reach both arms forward like you're holding an invisible block in between your palms. Keep your heart open, keep your hips open. Wherever you are at, 2 more breaths. You guys are awesome. Good work. Nice job. From the press of your feet, come back up. So just lift your upper body. Parallel your feet. Turn all of your toes to face towards the windows. Take your arms to the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades, squeeze your spine. Maybe your palms press together. Reach back. Option to lift your heart up. One more big in-breath. Keep your clasp hinge at your hips all the way down into your wide-legged forward fold, and feel how your core has to engage to hold you here without your hands. So as you bring your weight a little bit forward, more into your toes and the balls of your feet, focus on using your core to lift your butt up, squeeze through the fronts of your thighs, your quad muscles are firing. Relax your neck, crown towards the ground, sit bones towards the sky. Maybe lift your knuckles a bit higher. You've got about 3 more rounds. If that's too much with your fingers interlaced for that long, you can let it go at any time. Make sure your breath is there. Make sure it's flowing. Not forcing anything, but using your breath to just gently encourage a little more space. Nice job. One last round. If you still have your clasp, bring your hands to your low back, release. And then everybody, halfway lift position. Fingertips on the ground, bend your knees if needed. Crawl your hands to the top of your mat. Rotate your toes forward. You're back in a low lunge position. From low lunge, 3-legged down dog. Take your right leg back and up. This time, open up your hip, bend your knee, and let the front of your right hip open towards the right side of the room. This might feel really good, and you may want to stay here. Otherwise, option to flip your dog. Right foot comes down behind you. Reach forward. So right arm forward and heart forward. Feel the strength in your back body. Breathe down into your belly. Take one more round, those of you in the back bend. Lift through your hips, yeah. And then end of your exhalation, come back. Everybody regular down dog. So you can just set your right foot down, walk it out. If you feel like taking a quick vinyasa on your own, go for it. Otherwise, a couple more breaths, just walk it out in down dog. All right. Inhale, dog pose, push the ground away. Exhale, look to the top of your space, and however you want to get there, forward fold. Inhale to your spinal extension, lots of length. Exhale, bow, let it go. From the press of your feet, heart leads all the way up, arms reach, stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, balancing this time on your left foot. Draw your right knee up, hands in front of your right shin, and then try to work your knee up towards your right armpit. So you're squeezing your knee in and up to the outside of your ribs. Yeah, good. We do this pose on our back sometimes. It's the same thing. You're just balancing on one foot. As you hug in, take a couple big Buddha belly breaths. Standing tall, focus your gaze. And then see if you can stay balanced on your left foot and come into a standing staff. So release your hands, arms to the sky, right knee straight out in front of your hips. Option to extend your right leg forward, press through your heel. One more inhale, slow motion into your low lunge. Fingertips and toes touch at the same time. That's your challenge. Doesn't happen, no big deal. Once you land in your lunge, take a moment to adjust if needed. And then hands to the inside of left foot. Walk your left foot out nice and wide. Lots of options. Option to keep your hips high as you lower your heart. Option to lower your back knee, lower your hips as you lift your heart. So you do whatever you would like to, and it doesn't have to be what you did on the other side. This side might have something totally different going on. So see if you can feel into that. A lot of times we just assume we're the same on both sides. Most of us are not. So start to feel more into what's there, into your own body. Big, deep breath. Maybe you visualize your breath moving into your outer left hip or down into your groin, wherever you feel tension or tightness or density. Yeah, I love your exploration, different variations. Good job, you guys. Take about 3 more rounds. And then if you're not already up on your hands, come back to your hands, lift your back knee up and work your left foot back in between your hands. So your left foot is back on a balance beam right down the center of your yoga mat. And then set up your warrior 2 legs. So back heel now pivots down, cartwheel your arms up and settle in. Beautiful. So left knee is tracking towards your pinky toe rather than collapsing inward. Feel your left butt cheek really working to wrap underneath you and keep that left hip nice and open. Your right hip is not shooting forward, but it's gently drawing back. So try to feel into a neutral pelvis as you allow your hips to open. Next inhale, awesome Cam. Reverse your warrior. So front palm rotates up. Reach up, reach back, feel that length in your left side, but don't forget about the bend in your left knee. Beautiful. Keep pressing the outer edges of both feet. And breathe into your left ribs, waistline. So how much space can you create just by breathing a little bit bigger? Take one last huge inhale, reach through your fingertips. You got your variations. And then come back into your warrior two, set up for triangle. So straighten your front leg. And if you want, shorten your stance just the slightest bit. Try to keep your hips as level as possible. So not dipping through your front hip and not bringing your hips forward with you. So like there's a rope, just holding your back hip where it's at. Reach forward, reach, reach, reach. And then left hand towards the ground, right arm towards the sky. You can play with the placement of your left hand. It doesn't have to be on the ground. It could be on a block. It could be on your shin. It could be wrapped around your left big toe. That's too much for me. So again, don't force it. A lot of times we get more out of being, well, all the time we get more out of being in the pose where our body can meet us. So not forcing our bodies past the point of where they're actually at. Take a couple more rounds, and if you want, right arm might reach forward, left arm might reach forward to your expression. Heart is open, hips are open, shoulders are open. You can breathe deeply all the way down into your belly. Feel the length in your side bodies, lengthen your legs. One last round. And then from the press of your feet, rise back up. Lift your upper body. Parallel your feet. All of your toes face the right side of the room. And this time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, take your dive down, wide-legged forward fold, absolutely anywhere you would like to go to explore. You can hold or you can move around. Big movements, small movements, micro movements. Make sure your breath is right there. Good job, you guys. You can engage to the front of your thighs, lift your butt even higher. Breathe into the backs of your legs, press into the inner and outer edges of your feet. So notice where the imbalances are just in your feet. There's so much going on in our feet if we pay attention. Take one more round, one more great big huge breath, open mouth sigh if you want it. And then inhale, come to a halfway lift, fingertips on the ground. Walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward, back to low lunge. From low lunge, three-legged down dog. So your left leg will unthread itself back and up, and then open up through your left hip, bend your left knee. This might feel nice to just stay here and hold, get that nice hip opener, or option to flip your dog, come into your three-legged back bend. Yeah, so left foot steps down, heart reaches forward, wherever you choose to go. Just make sure your breath is there, your awareness is there, you're feeling into it. One more round, your personal fullest expression. And then come back, regular down dog, just walk it out. And if you want to, you can move through a vinyasa on your own. Just kind of reset if you want to. All right, great big inhale into your down dog. Exhale, gaze to the top of your space, step or float, forward fold. Once you arrive, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, and then listen, walk your feet out wide to the width of your mat. Toes come out wider than your heels. Malasana, low squat. So option to stay in your low squat. Just bring your hands to your heart. Simply breathe right here. If you would like, you can play with twisting, few breaths on each side. If you would like, the bound variation is in your practice. There's this funky version where you rise all the way up. I can't do it, but if that's available to you, you're wrapping your arm like so. So if you want to play with that, maybe there's somebody in here who can do it. I can't really do it right, but feel free. Otherwise, you're just either holding, twisting, or being in your pose. If you want to play with crow even, yeah, nice lift. Good. Take about 4 more rounds. And for me personally, this low squat position is not natural for my body, so it's hard to just hold it. Sometimes the most simple, the most basic variation is what our body needs most. So listen to that. Couple more rounds. And then from here, bring your fingertips to the ground, lift your hips to the sky, heel toe your feet back together, hips width distance, your big toes touch, it's up to you. Halfway lift on an inhale, so just realign. Exhale, fold. Let's rise all the way up one last time. Arms reach up, stretch tall. Hands to heart, exhale. Flow for just a moment with your breath. Inhale, reach up. Side body stretch of your choice over to the right. Inhale, come back through center. And over to the left with your exhalation. Imagine a crescent moon shape with your body. Back to center, breathe in. Baby back bend as you breathe out. Work it from mid to upper back. Inhale, re-extend. And then slow dive all the way down. Halfway lift position, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, pause in plank pose. This is your last hurrah. Lower down to your forearms, forearm plank. So take a moment to find your strength in your shoulder girdle, in your core. So your elbows are shoulder width distance. Your forearms are either parallel, palms face down, spread your fingers wide, and especially press into thumbs and index fingers. If you want to modify, you can bring your hands into more of a tripod. So find your strength first. Don't let your elbows drift apart. Start to walk your toes towards your elbows, come into your dolphin pose. So use your core. An invisible rope is attached to your belly button. It's pulling up towards the ceiling. You can stay in dolphin, or if you would like, you can play. You can lift one leg, then the other leg. You can hop. Take a few little hops towards your forearm stand. See if you can be in some variation of dolphin. 3 more big, huge breaths. Neck is relaxed. Face is soft. Hug in with your upper arms. Hug in with your elbows. Press your heart towards the back of the room. Lift from your center one last round. End of your exhale. Knees down. Sit your hips back. You choose child's embryo, puppies, heroes. And just breathe. Slow, steady. Notice whatever's there. What feels good and what might not feel so good. What feels tired, what feels sore, what feels stiff. And then, my friends, in your next couple rounds, back to your downward facing dog. All right, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Pigeon pose with your exhale. Bring your right shin to the top of your mat and gently set your body down. If you know you would rather take this in a seat or on your back, totally fine with me. If you want to play for a moment with a different variation, maybe take a quad stretch in your back leg. Maybe turn and just gaze over your right shoulder. Make sure your back ankle is nice and long, not twisted or sickling. Whenever you're ready, you can bow forward and then just focus on your deep breaths. Focus on what's flowing through, not trying to control, not trying to fix or solve, but just settling into it breath by breath. Allowing sensation to be there, even discomfort perhaps. Let your body know it's okay. It's okay to relax. It's okay to let go. Take about 5 more breaths in your pigeon. Sigh out your mouth at any time. And last big breath. And slowly, end of your exhale, start to lift your upper body. Come into a seated position. So ease your way over onto your right butt cheek and swing your left leg around. Take both legs out in front of you for a moment. Give them a nice little shake out. And then keep your left leg extended long and bring the sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh. Let your hips open up towards the long edge of your mat. So your hips are opening. If you were to extend your right leg, you'd be in a wide-legged straddle position. So press foot into leg, leg into foot, flex your left toes, press down through the back of your left heel. Try not to lift your left butt cheek up as you reach up. So keep both sit bones grounded. Take your arms to the sky. Inhale here, super tall. And then as you exhale, left hand to left leg, right arm reaches forward towards the front wall. Reach and lengthen your right side. Your left hand can grab wherever, your left toes, your ankle. Breathe and bring your left forearm to rest inside your leg on the ground. Use your breath to create space in your right side body. Pull your left butt cheek back as you reach your right arm forward. Heart is opening. Heart wants to look up. So don't close it off. Take about 2 more rounds. Good job, my friends. End of your next exhale. See if there's any more space you can find. Then lift back up, both arms up. Right hand comes down behind you. Fingers face away from your body. Push into the ground, lift your hips. Take your left arm back. Modified wild thing or modified side plank or something in between. Just lots of space and length. Take 1 more inhale. As you exhale, it's kind of like a ninja move. You're gonna bring your sit bones down and then reach your left arm forward, let your right arm follow, come into a forward fold variation. And if you're like, oh, I wanna try that again, then come back out of it and then come back into it. So forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee. Pull your left butt cheek back as you reach your heart forward. Try to keep rotating your left inner thigh down towards the ground. Yes, very nice, friends. So I like to use my left hand behind me just to propel my upper body forward, or at least it's doing that in my mind. Whatever helps. And then use those big deep breaths, a couple more. Nice, Cam. Keep pressing foot into leg, leg into foot. Pull your left butt cheek back, back, back. Reach your heart forward. Very end of your next exhale. Take it all the way to empty and then roll up. So super slow roll. Eventually your head lifts. Once your head lifts, go ahead and extend your right leg back out in front of you. Give your legs a little shake out. Maybe you want to take a couple rounds of windshield wipers. However you want to get back to down dog, start to find your way there. If you want to take boat pose for a few breaths, get a little bit of core. You could cross your ankles, rock over your feet, step or even jump back if that's in your practice, vinyasa or don't vinyasa, up to you. Eventually back to down dog, let's just say in your next 3 to 5 breaths. Good job, you guys. And then just notice how you feel. Notice your right side versus your left side. Whatever's there, not trying to change it. It's already here anyway, so just allow it. Breathe into it. Soften around it. All right, from your down dog, left leg to the sky. And then pigeon pose when you're ready. Left shin forward, set your body down. If you'd rather take it on your back or in a seat, of course, you're welcome to do so on this side. If you want to work with that quad stretch on your back leg, or if there's any other way that you would like to explore your pigeon today, please listen to your own body. Make it your own practice. So I'm basically cueing everything as if you are exactly the same on both sides. Like I mentioned earlier, none of us really are. So take all of my cues and then make them work for your body. Adjust them to fit your needs. And I know that's not easy. A lot of times, even when teachers say, whatever feels right to you, it's like, I don't know what feels right. I need you to tell me what feels right. But in time, we learn to listen to what our bodies need. We start to form a relationship with our body. And the only way we can do that is with practice. It's by starting somewhere. So just being curious, simply noticing more and responding to what we notice. Breath by breath, moment to moment. Take about 3 to 5 more rounds in your pigeon. Side out your mouth anytime. Last couple breaths. And with your next exhalation, start to lift your upper body. And begin to transition into a seat. So nice and easy onto your left butt cheek. Swing your right leg around. Take your legs forward. Shake them out for a moment. And then when you're ready, sole of left foot to right inner thigh. Let your hips open. Foot presses into leg, leg presses into foot. Flex your right toes back, press down through the back of your heel. Get tall through your spine. Make sure both sit bones are still grounded. Take your arms up. Inhale here. And then exhale, side body stretch. So right hand to your right foot or your ankle or your shin. Left arm reaches towards the front wall. Heart wants to look up. You can always bring, if it's available, your right forearm to the inside of your leg and then press your arm against your leg back into your arm and use that to let your heart open more, to work your heart open more wherever you're at. Make sure your breath is there. Breathe into your left side. Keep pressing foot into leg into foot. Keep pressing through the back of your right heel and even try to press through the back of your right thigh now as well. So you're engaging your quad. One last round. As you inhale, lift your upper body. Take your arms back up. Exhale, left hand to the ground behind you. Spread your fingers wide and push down. Lift your hips. Modified side plank or modified wild thing or something in between the two, just feeling into the length and space. One last huge inhale. Get ready for that ninja move as you exhale. Sit bones come down. Your right arm sweeps forward. Your left arm follows. Grab hold of your right leg, right foot, ankle, wherever you can reach. And if you need to come out of it, adjust, and then come back in, that's fine. You're working now forehead toward shin, nose toward knee. Pull your right butt cheek back as you reach your heart forward. And each time you exhale, that's your invitation to maybe fold just a tiny bit further. Let your body melt just a little more. Press through the back of your right heel and try to press through the back of your right thigh. Press foot into leg into foot. Take one last breath, working your fold as you exhale all the way to emptiness. Really good, you guys. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, roll up. Head is the very last thing to lift up. Once your head stacks, extend your left leg out. Give your legs a little shake out. And however you want to, find your way down onto your back. And take some windshield wipers on your back once you arrive. Just let your knees fall from side to side, slowly and intentionally. With your feet wide, you have more space in your low back. And then after a few rounds of windshield wipers, either let both knees fall to the right and stay there for a few breaths, or if there's another variation of a twist you would like to take on your back, please feel free to take that variation instead. So a few rounds, big deep breaths. Just let the ground hold all of your weight. And when you are ready, slowly switch over to the other side. Same thing. So windshield wiper, or if there's a different variation that would feel better to you, take it instead. Really giving your weight to the ground. Letting yourself be held fully, completely. I will ultimately leave it up to you. So when you feel pretty even on both sides, come back to center. You might take a happy baby. You might take plow pose, shoulder stand, anything to finish off your practice. for you today. So anything your body is still calling for, give yourself 5 to 10 breaths to just slowly transition into your final relaxation. So take your time. Eventually, just let your breath become effortless. Eventually, let your body really just give and completely let go of any efforting, even the effort behind your breath. This is just a little reading by, her name is Victoria Erickson. She says, if you inherently long for something, become it first. If you want gardens, become the gardener. If you want love, embody love. If you want mental stimulation, change the conversation. If you want peace, exude calmness. If you want to fill the world with artists, begin to paint. If you want to be valued, respect your own time. If you want to live ecstatically, find the ecstasy within yourself. This is how to draw it in, day by day, inch by inch. So many times we are looking outside of ourselves for something to fulfill us or complete us. But really, whatever we are looking for, whatever we are seeking, it's already there inside of us somewhere. Most likely we've just forgotten about it, lost our connection to it. So for these last few moments, just allow yourself to feel all that space inside of you, feel all that possibility inside of you, all that life inside of you. And let everything else fall away. Know that everything you need is already right here within you. And just let whatever's flowing through, whatever life energy is moving through you this morning, just let it have space to flow. Just allow it and just be the awareness behind it. These last few moments of class, just soak it all in. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And just start to gently move through fingers and toes. And as you're ready, roll to either side. And use the strength in your arms as you are ready, so no rush. Eventually use your arms to just guide yourself up into seated meditation. So right back where we began our practice. As you find your seated meditation, you might notice, has anything shifted for you physically, energetically, emotionally since the beginning of our class? No judgment, just observation. Take one last moment to just bow your head to your heart and acknowledge yourself. Thank yourself for showing up today, taking time to be more intentional, to be more present, to connect with yourself. Thank you so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Bye, Lisa. Thank you.